charismatic, and seemingly wealthy beyond measure. For Celia Feloy, it was an easy decision to swipe right.
This guy, Simon, comes up on my phone, and you can see that he lives a very different life than what I'm living. He had some selfies, a picture in a nice car. You could see that it was a private jet, just an overall package.
The 29-year-old grad student studying in London says she was immediately swept off her feet by Simon Livive and swept into a high-powered world of luxury.
Just his aura and charisma.
After all, most first dates don't end with a trip on a private jet. But her dream of finding Mr. Right went horribly wrong.
I hate him. It's so horrible.
And according to Celia, their brief romance turned into a real-life nightmare. Celia alleges Simon defrauded her out of $200,000, leaving her spiraling into debt, suicidal, and fearing for her safety.
Back to the new morning show, and we look at that, what we just saw, and we are always surprised. How could people get scammed like this? And it was very tough to find someone from Trinidad and Tobago that would talk about it, because for some it's a sense of embarrassment. But it is real, and a lot of people have been falling victim to cyber romance scams. So with us, we've got Rick Logan-Stanford, an ICT Security Specialist from the Ministry of National Security. So he will help us navigate through this safely. So good morning to you, Rick.
Good morning, Natasha.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the new morning show. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
So tell us, because I know during this pandemic, I would have thought that more people would have been feeling lonely and attempting to navigate through all the various social media platforms. How common is this scam, and especially in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, it's very common actually, believe it or not. For Trinidad and Tobago, as you said, a lot of people would not openly come out and say that they have been scammed or they have been victims of this. But it's not just localized to Trinidad and Tobago. It's actually a global phenomenon, as you will say. Just in 2019 alone, American victims lost $300 million.
Wow.
In Australia, 83 million. Canada, $78 million. And it's like I said before, it's more common than people believe it to be common. So.
But Rick, what platforms do they usually use? You know, what social media? I know that some people say they go onto places like Bumble and Tinder, and they really pull you in. I was looking at something last night where this guy, he said that the person would pray with him, like he really was slick.
Yes. Now, to answer your question as to the platform they would use, they actually have no limit as to what platform they use. They use anything from Google Hangouts to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Zusk, Kik, even simple sites such as Plenty of Fish, Match.com, Skype even, down to even innocent platforms like Word for Friends. Their objective on these platforms is to gain your trust. Okay, connect with you on a personal level. Similar to catfishing from the past, it's more complicated than that. So what they do, they use these platforms that people will not basically look out for them to be on these platforms to actually come and be fraudulent in this way. And they'll connect with you. They will talk to you like you're talking to a friend, to somebody just next door. And that's how they start reeling you in.
Yeah, but Rick, when do we get suspicious? Because from the time somebody asks me for money, my back goes right up. So, you know, like, we just wonder, you know, who is the target demographic?
Oh, well, the target demographic actually is from persons between the ages of 45 to about 65. But in recent times, because of COVID, the age gap has been actually widening. So they're targeting persons as young as mid-20s. And they connect with them, and they, just as you said, for you, for instance, you will put up your wall the minute somebody asks for money, but the way they go about this scam, it comes very sneaky. You wouldn't even see it coming.
So for us listening, well, just give us an idea of the red flags. What do we look for?
Okay, so some of the red flags you look for when you're dealing with these individuals, they seem to be more sympathetic and empathetic than the average person. Okay, most of the times English is not their first language, so you need to look for grammatical errors, simple spelling errors. So when they talk, they don't follow the conversation as you would follow a conversation. They will ask you the same question maybe 3-4 times, and that's one of the major red flags actually. Not following the conversation as to say they'll ask you where you're from, and further down the line in the conversation again they'll ask you the same question again, where you're from. And those are some of the red flags you could look for actually.
But Rick, you've also engaged in some of these scammers, these scam artists. And what were some of the things that you would do? Like, I know that you said like you could throw a curveball at them. What were some of the things that you did to call them out, to suss them out?
Oh, well, those is, like I say, it's common sense things you do. Like you said, throw them a curveball. So if for one, I would say fraudster that I engaged, they would come and say that they didn't have money to feed their kids. They lost their job. And I'm the curveball I would throw them like, that's amazing. I lost my job last week. I'm looking for money as well. And I have a kid, and I don't know where I'm going to get food to feed them, and stuff like that. And you'll see, they will, how can you say, reply differently, because what they do in these scams, they react to your actions. They feed off of what you say and what you do. So they will use that to guide the narrative, as it were.
It's a real hustle. And you would think that they would probably be doing a gamut of people at the same time.
Yes. So what they do, initially, what they would do in a scam like this, they would send a request to 10 persons. And their goal is not to actually defraud 10 persons. Their goal is to get at least one person to defraud. Okay, and if they get at least one person to defraud, they come off good at the end of the day, because what they do in these instances, they ask for, some of them don't ask for money right off the bat. For the ones that I encountered, what they ask for is gift cards, either Amazon gift cards, Apple gift cards, any other monetary gift cards that you'll normally find in the US. And that's our next red flag that you could also look for. They don't have a sense of geography when they're doing these scams, because they assume everyone is in the US, so everyone has access to the US facilities and amenities, such as gift cards, and going on to the corner store and getting a phone card or something like that. And what they do, they ask you to send them these gift cards. And when you send them the gift cards, now they in turn around and sell back these gift cards for more than how much it is actually worth, and actually make full profit on it.
Rick, I was looking at some last night, and some of them really just connect with you on an emotional and visceral level. And these people really feel that this person is in love with them, and it really is, it's tragic. It's really tragic. Do you think that this pandemic has exacerbated it?
Yes, in this pandemic, there's been a spike in such activities in cyberspace because of the lack of socializing with humans. We weren't able to move to meet somebody, and the fact that we are getting to actually know somebody, meet somebody new, right? And the fact that some persons are finding themselves kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Not being able to socialize with other persons physically.
But Rick, just tell us, how can the average person protect themselves from similar frauds and scams?
Well, first off, what you need to do when in cyberspace, and when you're meeting new people, it's all well and good. It could be safe, it could be fun to meet new people, right? But we still need to be a little skeptical when coming up in contact with somebody new. don't just be totally open with them right off the bat. Okay, don't let your guard down 100%. Don't even let it down 2% even self. Right? You need to be skeptical with almost everyone you meet for the first time online, because statistics even show 1 out of 4 profiles or contacts on social media is fake. So you need to know which one is actually real, which one is genuine. And like you said before, they connect to you on a level that you will say, how can this person be fake when they're connecting to me? But like I said, they feed off of your responses. They actually are becoming more complex. They look at your profile, they look at your post, and they actually analyze you. From your post, from what you say, from what you do, they analyze you to see what's the best way they could get your guard down.
Okay, but Rick, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing this information with us on the New Morning Show, because I hope that this has helped people to navigate safely through those treacherous waters when it comes to social media platforms. So thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. And folks, we're just going to take a short break and we'll be right back with a New Morning Show.